Skyrim. I put a lot of thought into this one, and I've narrowed it down to 18 people that I think we can all agree in one way or another are terrible. Maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's a lot, but they're all on there. That's enough for the intro. Let's hop into Photoshop and start ranking them.
So I think it's best we start this off with the first person everybody saw when they booted up Skyrim. Now, Ralof, in my opinion, I don't think he's that bad of a guy. Obviously, whether you're an Imperial or a Stormcloak, whichever you prefer, that might change your opinion on him a little bit. The only thing I personally dislike about him isn't even his fault. It's the Skyrim communities. I have heard him say that forbidden sentence more times than I've heard my parents say I love you.
Hey, you're finally awake.
So I think we're gonna put him at a C. A little bit below average because he doesn't bring much to the table, so like the least I can do is not hate him a lot. Next person. So we're gonna do Lydia next. Now, she has a couple more hateable qualities in my mind. We're getting somewhere. Lydia was personally my first experience, and probably a lot of the rest of you, with door blocking. She loves that shit. I would dare say she lives for it. I've had many other companions throughout my playing. Nobody blocks doors as much as her. I don't know if I don't notice them doing it as much because it's Lydia, and in my mind, she is just the queen of blocking doors, but she does it the most. Also, I don't know at what point Lydia became non-essential, but there was a time in my life where she would not die. Now, in my current run, I don't know where she is. She might be dead. She might not be dead. She might be lost. She might be going to get food and never came back, but she's gone. But she is still a decent character, I guess, and I would bet that she's everybody's first experience with a follower, and that feeling was kind of great knowing that you could actually have somebody fight with you. I'm gonna put her a little bit above average. Next person. Honestly, I'm probably gonna do all the people specifically from Dragon's Reach in order because, I don't know, themes. I don't think Farengar's too bad of a guy. He's a little snappy, but I can understand where he's coming from because we're just some random prisoner that escaped from Helgen, and now we're telling him that the dragons are back. We're the only people that can fulfill the destiny. It sounds like a con act, and I don't blame him for that. Because it's like, who the hell are you? We're gonna give him A tier. Next person. This privileged little daddy's money piece of shit right here. Let me tell you something. Nelkir, don't know how good he's got it. I'm hoping one day that Balgruuf will just throw his little ass out and be like, you need to learn some respect, son. But no, he's just a little shit-talking piece of shit. I can't stand Nelkir. I don't care that he's a kid. He's an asshole. But I'm still gonna be a little lighter on him because he's a kid, so D tier. Next up, you know, in making this video, I've kind of realized a lot of shitty people come from Whiterun. Nazim, we all hate him. I don't understand how he has a wife because he don't have game. He is probably one of many people's first experience with realizing that not everyone in Skyrim is nice and some people are just assholes for no reason. He's just kind of a dick for no reason. I don't know his backstory. I don't know if there's any missions associated with him, if there is any lore behind why he's such a colossal piece of ass. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it. He makes himself so hateable, and it's very easy to not give a shit where he comes from or why he's like this, because he's just a dick. That's just how it is. I think he definitely earned a solid E tier. Next person. Now, Bellathor. The first thing I'm going to say is I wanted to go into this video with my own opinions and biases, and I didn't want anyone else in the comments to change my opinions or anything. Personally, I don't really mind Bellathor. I don't think he's that bad. I know a lot of people say he talks down on you. He says some questionable shit at his shop. Honestly, I feel like he's just kind of a salesman and he tries to be funny while doing it to, I don't know, make friends out of customers so they come back. I just think it might be poorly executed. So overall, I don't think he's an asshole. I think he just needs to brush up on his salesman skills, and then maybe he could have some form of a redemption arc. And also, he's just my go-to guy for dumping all my shit on him, and he buys it every time. He gives you what you want, takes what you don't want, and does business as business should be done. For that reason, he earned the first S tier, baby. Now, keep in mind, S tier, all-time best. This doesn't mean that I like them personally. It just means they're the least likable, or it's understandable why the way they are. I was thinking about doing a video of most loved characters of all time too. If you guys would like to see that, definitely let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the next one. Now, I got a couple of requests suggesting all high elves. I'm trying to be better than that. I feel like it goes the same in the game as it goes in the real world, where not everybody from a certain group is terrible. If there's anything that New Vegas has taught me, it is that exact reason. There's plenty of super mutants that are just chill, and you can talk to them and they won't rip your face off. The Thalmor are a bag of dicks and they deserve to die every single time I see them, and they do die every single time I see them. There's no thought about it. I don't care if that band of wandering Thalmor dragging a prisoner with them has charged him with beating someone to death in the streets of Whiterun in cold blood. They die and he goes free. We are the best. We are the best creatures on the planet. Eat a fat chode. All right, we're gonna do Heimskr. Now, the way he goes about spreading his message, I find it very annoying. It is identical in my mind to is coming up to your door and being like, please, sir, can you... No, I'm busy. That being said, he did choose Talos. I personally like Talos as a god. I think he's cool. Very similar to Thor. Cool stuff. Can't hate. I just hate his delivery. So we're gonna put him next to Lydia. Let's do Delphine. Okay. Before I started this video or got any other suggestions, I thought I just personally hated Delphine for no reason. I don't really know why I don't like her. I do know that she tries to boss us around a ton and basically tells us we're pieces of shit if we don't try to take down the dragons. She also wants us to kill Parthenax. I'm personally not a huge fan of Parthenax myself, but I also am not a huge fan of motherfuckers telling me what to do. And she doesn't suggest what we should do like the average person would. She tells us, go kill the dragons. My first thought was, I just hate her voice. I don't know what it is. She's just got a hateable voice. I don't know why. So she's going next to Nelkir. Okay. This was a very, very hard choice for me. This is where people are probably gonna start getting angry. Oh man, I don't even know what to say about this piece of shit.
Don't you dare walk away from me, you slut! Do you know who I am?
I'm not gonna spend too long on him. I know we all probably feel the exact same way. Rich, pompous asshole, can't take no for an answer, kind of stuff like that. Okay, I'm kind of trying to remember the party where you use him as a distraction, and he's going down to E tier. I'm sorry. Look, all-time worst is a position for one person and one person only. All-time best is a position for one person and one person only. And I just have stronger feelings about someone, and I can't deny them. We also don't know much about Eriker. We don't see him much throughout the stories. It's hard to give him that position when we don't know just how much of a piece of shit he is. So for that, he definitely gets the lowest tier, but this is still being held for someone else. Sven, I'm not a huge fan of Sven, okay? I feel like Sven is the medieval version of going on Reddit and just complaining about how women don't appreciate how much he respects them. He writes that fake note about Feindal that you're supposed to give to Camilla Valerius to make her dislike him or whatever. I don't know. I've never done it for him because personally I always marry Camilla in my playthroughs. I don't know. She's just been my wife of choice. He's weak-minded. He don't know how to go about it. He ain't got the riz. I think he could definitely learn if he had better role models and friends. They could show him the way of having better charisma. You'd think he would naturally have that being a bard, but he's kind of weak and sensitive. He's a soft little boy. But I feel like no matter what, you can't blame him too hard for that until they get too crazy. So for that, we're gonna put him just below average. Next up, the courier. I can't say too much about this guy. I threw him in there because he is kind of a master of impeccably bad timing. You could be in the middle of a battle and this motherfucker will deliver your mail, no questions asked. He is the definition of next day delivery. But at the same time, in my opinion, especially when I first started out playing Skyrim, I quickly learned that the courier showing up often meant that you just unlocked another part of the game. The courier, in my mind, is a symbol of change in Skyrim. He's a symbol of you just got more shit. Have fun. So for that, I'm gonna put him in S tier. I like him. Okay, so we don't have a lot of people left, so I think it's time I do my most controversial opinion. I know a lot of people hate Maven. They're always talking shit. Look, you hate to admit it. I know, but this girl boss is out here getting her bag. She runs the world, and she knows it. She talks shit because she knows she's untouchable. She's everything you want to be, but you're just not her. For that reason, She gets all-time best. Of all the hateable people, she is the most respectable one, because if you don't respect her, you'll end up with your throat slit and thrown into the stream under Riften. Stay mad. Meridia, possibly another controversial opinion. A lot of you hate her. I don't really understand the hate behind finding her beacon. I feel like once you find it, that's kind of it. You have the stupid rock and you have the quest now, so do it whenever you want. It's not that hard. I don't particularly like her. I also don't hate her as much as everyone else seems to. So she is also going by Sven and Rolf. Braith is a little tween asshole. I don't really know the story behind her. I think she's actually Nazim's daughter, if I remember right. Let me look that up real quick. Okay, we're gonna go with Braith might be Nazim's daughter, but she's also just an asshole, just like him. So she's going down here. Either she earned it just by being herself, or she inherited it just from being Nazim's daughter. We'll never know, but she got her spot. Delvin. I don't know why this one was requested. It's probably his voice or something. The only thing that I might dislike about him is how much he reminds me of Jason Statham, and I personally just don't like him. I think he's, I don't know, just another action guy, you know? Same movie, different skin. He ain't too bad, and I personally like his thief missions over Vex's, so we're gonna put him in A next to Farengar. I feel like I'm doing a decent job kind of keeping this even-ish. The most annoying voice in Skyrim goes to this fine gentleman. Now, personally, after going through the Dark Brotherhood story many times, I kind of like how unhinged Cicero is. He's likable in the way that he throws a lot of spice into the game, in my opinion. I don't know. He shakes it up. He's got a weird voice. He dances a lot. I don't know too much about him because I spent way more time on the Thieves Guild than I do on the Dark Brotherhood, but he's a little annoying, in my opinion. He goes down there with Meridia. It's basically the exact same energy in my mind. Obviously, we know where this one's going, but I will explain my reasoning. Mercer is the biggest all bark, no bite piece of shit throughout the entire game, in my opinion. When you go and do that final mission that you see him when Carlia shoots you with the paralysis arrow, I can respect the fact that he tries to go toe-to-toe with Carlia, and she's just a little smarter. She's like, I'm not fighting you, you're good with the sword. But then he stabs you when you're paralyzed to finish you off. He robs the entire Thieves Guild. He's basically ruining everything him and Brynjolf created just because he's greedy. He's a piece of shit. And he talks down on everybody. There's just nothing at all to like about him. And the fact that he throws everyone under the bus to get exactly what he wants earns him that spot at all-time worst. No question, hands down, in my opinion. And this is my official order. If you disagree with me in the comments, let me know. But for now, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys had fun. If you want more tier videos, let me know in the comments what topics you want me to cover, and we'll do one. And be safe.